Fans are eagerly waiting to see the second season of House of the Dragon. But you know what's better than just watching it? Getting to actually star in it. For anyone with the acting chops and dragon riding skills, you're in luck. Here's how to get cast on House of the Dragon. The series isn't currently casting for its second season. Huge bummer, right? Well, not so fast. You're not out of hope just yet. Keeping up with HBO and Showtime casting notices can help you remain up to date with any openings as they appear.
I must admit my confusion.
And they likely will as the filming for the second season is underway. It's also a good idea to keep a tab on the nationwide opportunities as they crop up. Having a bit of past work, especially in the fantasy genre, can help you stand out more when House of the Dragon work does actually become available.
Final tribute.
That said, getting yourself a large speaking role from the get-go can certainly be tough, especially if you lack prior experience in acting. Luckily, there is another way you can rise through the ladder, and that's by doing background work. The original Game of Thrones involved filming scenes in Belfast. These scenes featured many crowds and people got hired to play extras in droves. It's very likely that House of the Dragon will also be needing extras for its future seasons. That said, background work usually won't have relocation or travel stipends included, so your best bet at getting a background role would be to miraculously be in the same city the show is currently filming at. Though let's say you do manage to make it to an actual audition, there's another thing you're gonna wanna know: how the casting process works for House of the Dragon. While talking to ABC's Good Morning America, Olivia Cooke stated that the audition process for the series is extremely extensive.
Oh, it was extensive. I don't know how many auditions I did. I did loads, and then I was put on hold for 6 weeks and sworn to secrecy, and then I found out that I had it.
She added that she doesn't even remember just how many auditions she did. All she knows is that she did a ton of them. After that, she was put on hold for about 6 months, and then sworn into secrecy. That's when she found out that she had actually gotten the part. Cooke kept her role a secret until the official press release dropped.
I then sworn to more secrecy before the press release came out, and so I had, best friends of mine being like, "What? Why didn't you tell us?" And I was like, I was so scared that someone was going to come and abduct me and make me disappear.
She didn't even tell her best friends, who later approached her and wondered why she didn't share it with them. Olivia stated that she was just too scared that she would get abducted and would disappear if she broke the rules. This overall focus on secrecy seems to be an important element in the casting process of House of the Dragon. The casting director has explained previously that they're constantly looking for people that most people don't really know about. They don't really want to just cast known and familiar faces. And it seems that if the casting directors really like some action, they genuinely fight to keep them in the show, even if the studio might not like the fact that they don't bring in a lot of star power. So it seems that even newer actors have a good chance of getting onto House of the Dragon if they're able to impress the right people. Speaking of people you're gonna want to impress, meet Kate Rhodes James, House of the Dragon's casting director. It's not really possible to talk about the casting process of House of the Dragon without mentioning Kate Rhodes James. She's the casting director for the series, and she's primarily based in the UK. Kate has worked on projects like Sherlock and Raised by Wolves, so she's got tons of experience when it comes to selecting great casts for movies and TV.
Some sort of code?
Obviously. Why were they painted? If you want to communicate, why not use email?
Well, maybe he wasn't answering.
Oh, good, you follow.
If there's one person you're gonna want to impress, it's probably her. Kate stated recently that she has recently been trying to work on projects that personally excite and intrigue her. It just doesn't make sense for her to want to dedicate her time and energy to something that she wouldn't want to watch herself. And so, it seems House of the Dragon probably is among those projects that really interest her enough to warrant her continued attention. Kate also talked a bit about how casting directors approach their work. In a way, they look at scripts in a manner that's pretty similar to how actors do. In both cases, a person has to ask themselves what they can do to make the script come alive. And as a casting director, you have to consider all the possible choices and find an actor that really fits into that role. Kate also frequently considers what she can do to improve the role and what parts of her own knowledge she can impart to it.
You wear a crown. Do you also call yourself king?
Once we smash the Triarchy, they name me King of the Narrow Sea.
At the end of the day, she wants to make the role something that resonates with people. That said, if you do get the chance to audition in front of Kate, it's important to get it right. James shared her tips for a great audition. Firstly, she stated that you should not act like you're irreplaceable. Even if you're the best actor in the world, studios can definitely find someone else to replace you. Instead, the goal should be on thinking about what you can bring to the table and how you can contribute in your own unique way. Kate stated that even she's entirely replaceable, so any new actor who's auditioning for the first time should not come in with the idea that they're getting the job immediately. Kate also mentioned that she loves actors who are authentic and bring their real self to the audition. People all have an inner voice, and allowing that to come out instead of trying to be a people pleaser is really important. Usually that's the sort of people she likes to work with and bring in time and time again.
Yeah, you know, you train, you do all that stuff. You swing a sword and then you get there and you pray and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Plus, another important thing to keep in mind is not to complain about your personal life during an audition. Stuff like your kids keeping you up at night, or how tough it is to manage acting gigs while working another job. These comments can drain the energy away from a room and limit the amount of time you're provided. James stated that her favorite actors are the ones that just show up and go, "Can we do it?" She also mentioned that you should always remain committed and dedicated to your decisions. Though, even with all these tips and pointers, your House of the Dragon audition may not go as planned. Much like how Eve Best's audition for the series was completely bizarre. You know how I talked about how this show likes to keep its casting process a secret? Well, that wasn't a joke. Eve Best revealed that when she was asked to audition for the series, she was initially sent a scene from the original Game of Thrones, but all the names had been changed. They weren't even told just what the title of the new show was. So for the longest time, Eve really had no clue just what she had auditioned for. Eventually, she was given a real script and actually really loved the writing on the real thing. It hooked her immediately and got her interested in the themes that were at the center of the whole show. Still, the lengths that HBO seems to go to keep their projects a secret is definitely amazing. Most of the actors didn't even know they were auditioning for a spin-off for what was probably the biggest TV show ever, though that probably helped them remain a bit more composed and natural. Otherwise, I can imagine how even the most veteran actors may start getting nervous when they realize just how big of a potential gig this may become for them. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the whole casting process for House of the Dragon? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.